Native breeds, conservation and utilization. There are many organizations globally that are working with native breeds. We have, of course, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and also the native breeds are a part of that. Then we have the International Union for Conservation of Nature, which are dealing with wild animals. And our native domestic animals have their wild relatives as well. So that's why also IUCN are an important player. Then FAO has several groups. There is the Commission on Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture, which has been there for more than 30 years already. And then there are the European Farm Animal Biodiversity Information System, and also under this, then we have this DADIS, Domestic Animal Diversity Information System, with the breeds of the world. DADIS is not only for breeds, but you can also register populations in DADIS database. So it do not have to be registered as a breed. So only a small population group can also be put into this database. Of course, you have to have negotiations on your national country level, because the information what goes into DADIS is usually then being coordinated by the ministries in different countries. There is also one European regional focal point for animal genetic resources. And check under FAO, you will most likely then find also other regional focal points for the world. In Europe, we have on the decision from the European Union, there has been established a totally new center. It's called European Reference Center for Endangered Animal Breeds. It's an independent center. It's located in the Netherlands, and it has really just started to work. Besides then, on national level in Finland, we have the Finnish Livestock Breeding Center, FABA, and then we have LUKE, the Natural Resources Institute Finland. Those two are big players on national level. In GenRes Bridge project from 2020, there was worked out a genetic resources strategy for Europe. This is especially for making focus on underutilized crops and endangered animal breeds that have a great potential to boost local and rural economies. And with these, you can also create new food and non-food value chains. Many plant and animal genetic resources remain uncharacterized, and there is relatively little investment in phenotypic and genotypic characterization of these non-mainstream and endangered animal breeds carried out. So we need to focus on that. While financial support provided through past agri-environmental schemes has resulted in positive population trends for endangered livestock breeds, such measures have not always been successful in conserving genetic diversity. What is then an endangered species? Endangered species means any species that is in danger of extinction throughout all or a significant portion of its range. FAO used a standard population size for all species and initially set that limit to be 10,000 breeding females. But due to later changes, the numerical criteria adopted by FAO were a maximum of 1,000 breeding females for endangered status and 100 breeding females for critical status. To the right, you can see a book. It's Lawrence Alderson who has been compiling this book, The Chance to Survive. It's a really nice book of endangered cattle breeds in United Kingdom. You cannot buy this book anymore as a new one from any shop. It's sold out, but maybe you are possible to get it from some antiquary, and it's really a very nice book. Then to call a population endangered, you have to have 1,000 or less than 1,000 animals. And as much conservation work with native species is carried out by NGOs, so non-government organizations, and often that is also carried out on totally voluntary basis. So native breeds do often not manage in the competition with modern high-producing breeds due to the lower yields. And by setting a limit number for how many can get support for being endangered, you will not get a population that will be growing higher either. This may result in a self-regulation within the NGOs where animals are dropped off the list of being native in order to keep the amount at such a level that you will get the support for endangered animals. It may be those rare animals with higher genetic diversity that is dropped off if they do not fit 100% to the breeding goal. In this way, you will get a loss in diversity within the population instead. And of course, this is most critical in those countries that are poorer countries and cannot afford to pay support for their native breed also if the animal amount will rise more than 1,000 animals. A change in use is also a change. When there is a change in environment, the characteristics of native animals may also change. And climate change is such a big change. We have to let the breeds change in order to cope with the new climatic conditions. The animals that resist heat and drought will survive, whereas others will die out or their amount will decrease drastically. So a native breed, for example, we have native sheep with dark colors like black up in Northern Europe that have been totally adapted to colder climate. They will not necessarily manage when the climate is changing and there will come a lot of higher heat. So it's not necessarily so that a native breed, by just being a native breed, will survive when the climate is changing. There may also be changes due to economic market situations. One such change is the use of Eastern Fin cattle. Their milk is very suitable for making cheese, but due to low milk production, they are not used that much anymore for making different milk or cheese products, but they are nowadays used as suckle cows. And this is a clear loss because then they are not focusing anymore on the milk properties that are suitable for making cheese. Also, the animal keeper can make a change by wrong management. One such example is to put lambs under a heating lamp instead of letting them keep themselves warm by the help of their mothers, which is their strong ability in a cold climate. Here you find some few sources, and it's worthwhile if you are interested to look at the genetic resources strategy for Europe. That's the newest one.